We are looking good here. All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to Session 7 of Sakura Wars. I hope you like this thumbnail. I'll get into the story why I had to change it a little bit later. Because first of all, we got a couple pieces of good news. First of all, I'm fully vaccinated. I did not get really sick this time. So, that's nice. Second, much more importantly, my broken PS2 Chronicles are finished. The PS2 is completely fixed. The ribbon cable is taped down as far as it'll go, and I managed to get my Suikoden 4 disc fixed as well. I've been playing it quite a bit this week, so that is all good. And of course, most exciting, we're about to go on a second date with someone. Now, who is that someone going to be? I don't know. It's whoever we have the highest relationship value with. We had enough that I was able to go on a primary date with everyone, but secondary, who would it be? It's not Margaret or Elise, I'm sorry to say. They got their own thing to deal with this Christmas. Ooh. Oh no, I'd be more concerned about something bad happening to them if I cared much about them. Who is it? Okay, it's Sakura again. It's Sakura. All right then. Very well, I'll take it, I guess. Obviously, no surprise in my first playthrough, it was Azumi. Azumi's was good. But alright, I'm getting a different one this time. That's nice and all. I hope that this doesn't flag YouTube's guidelines. Going on a date, that might be a little too hardcore for them. Sure. I don't care that much about you, Sakura, but whatever. I'll do it. I won't turn it down with you. By the way, over the last week I watched, no matter what, the date always brings you to the Ferris wheel. Last week I did watch a video on YouTube of all of the consequences if you say you're going to go on a date with them and you skip it. For the most part, it's all pretty similar. That's them getting specifically angry at you. There was the way they do it though is pretty different and pretty funny. Sakura becomes like a vengeful spirit. Hatsuho just beats the shit out of you. Anastasia tries to shoot you. And unless she's playing coy, it looks like she really is intending to shoot you. Claris is just terribly passive-aggressive. And Azumi's is just the saddest thing, because if she starts off being violent, Kamiyama orders her down, and she follows that, but then she's just really sad. She starts crying, and it's the saddest thing. And of course, you guys can't hear it, but the second night date is the only time you're in game you ever get to hear the characters' vocal themes. So right now we're hearing Sakura's theme, "I'm a Maiden." It's I'm not sure where I'd rank it, third or fourth in terms of character themes in this game. Like specifically Flower Division character themes. Top of the list is Azumi, of course. Hatsuho's is also really good. Sakura's is alright, but Anastasia's is also pretty good. Claris isn't bad, but there's something about it that just feels like it's the rhythm of it's weird. So I see you in the chat, Lemon Guy. The problem is I think you're typing emoticons and they're not showing up. The first one you did before I even started streaming, the Easter Island head, I see that, but all the other ones. Alright, well, I'll go with that. All the other ones are just blank squares. I ain't seeing anything. This is why I don't like emoticons. I never use them. Not emoticon. I guess they emoji. I really don't know what the difference is. Stuff like this, why I literally never use them. And I am not using literally incorrectly there. I mean, I have never once used them. So anyway, what happened with the thumbnail and the stream schedule this week at all? Like, as normal, I scheduled the stream yesterday, put it all up, had it ready for today, and then later in the afternoon, I get a ooh, I might have a chance to be a real weird guy on a date, bad person on a date. I'll go with that. It's a bit of a weird thing to go on a date and then if you ask like, what am I to you? Like, okay, maybe she's not. Okay, I didn't mean that kind of family, but that's all right, whatever. Yeah. Should I have said blood family? Or would that have just had a lot of other implications? Like vampire implications. So anyway, I put the stream up, and later in the afternoon, I get an email from YouTube telling me that it was auto-flagged. I have to assume it was automatic, because I can't imagine an actual person looking at it and flagging it. And it was removed for violating the sex and nudity guideline. And keep in mind, this is just a scheduled stream. There is no video attached to it. There's obviously not anything... someone pulled the fire alarm. I've been to college, I know what it's like. So there's the only things are the description and the thumbnail, the title. The title obviously has nothing in it because it's just saying Sakura Wars Livestream. The description doesn't have anything unusual in it. It's the same content you would see in any other previous stream. Nothing objectionable. The only thing that could have possibly had an issue was the thumbnail, and that's just because it's got Anastasia in it prominently. And keep in mind, this game is rated T, so it's not an inappropriate game. It is using a direct screenshot from the game, completely unaltered, aside from the fact that I put branding over it. And it somehow was flagged. I, of course, appealed it, but it hasn't been reviewed yet. So I just had to make a new thumbnail, had to pick a very unobjectionable picture of Anastasia. So I went with one from a Puyo Puyo crossover event that really tones down her, assets. And hopefully it should be okay. And I'm glad that when it's the middle of winter, it's snowing and you guys are all in the normal outfits you're usually in everywhere else in the game. And it's just weird to think of just Sakura Wars are causing an uproar, because this week I was playing Senran Kagura 2 on my own time. I finished it. I can talk a bit more about it, but whatever. I finished it. I saw all of the standard content Senran Kagura has to offer, and then YouTube's telling me, Sakura Wars is going too far. So, I don't think I'm going to be playing Senran Kagura on the channel anytime soon. Something would be terribly wrong if I managed to schedule a Senran Kagura stream without any issues. Oh, God. What the hell is with the patterns on their veils? It looks, it's dithered. It's dithering, and it just looks so weird because this is a PS4 game. You don't expect there to be, like, it's like a static dithering pattern. Now imagine saying that to someone. Like, they're dressed like this, ask you, like, how do I look? And I'm just like, oh, the dithering on your veil. It's just too much for me. Osmi's hair has the. I just realized Osmi's hair has the exact same color and shine as ink. So, is that a compliment? I don't know. It just raises the question why Squid Girl's hair doesn't look like that, I suppose. I should watch Squid Girl again. It's summer. That's a good summer show. Scummer, yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yes. Yes, all right. Finally, someone's giving me the reaction I want for clearly saying something that's meant to be a joke. Someone laughing at it and appreciating it. Thank you, Anastasia. Hey, this time I'm at least sticking to pronouncing her name Anastasia. One of these days I'm going to watch the dub of the anime and be immediately proven wrong. I got other things to watch though. I just finished watching the Hyperdimension Neptunia anime this week, which was it was all right. Not great, but I enjoyed watching it more than I enjoyed playing the game. So it's a similar situation to Nekopara. So that's all good. And what I'm going to watch next, I don't know. Honestly, I'm kind of in a Senran Kagura mood. I might watch that anime. Alright, so anyway, there's a little bit of development history for this game that's kind of interesting. Obviously, leading up to the game's release, Sega was releasing trailers, many trailers to promote the game, of course. And those trailers would be published around the world. There'd be changes to suit each region, usually just having like subtitles or text changes to fit the language. However, clearly something went wrong with the marketing pipeline along the way, and the French trailer for one of the games showed off a lot of beta content that no other trailer did. Like there's scenes in it that are in the game, but they're rendered a little differently. You could see that the models aren't completely polished yet. And one of the things it showed off was that this Christmas storyline was meant to be longer, I believe. At the very least, their performance of Miracle Bells was meant to be an animated cutscene instead of it being real time and not having too much focus on it. We're outside. Where are those spotlights coming from? Especially considering that they are pointing straight down. You can hear the song, them singing it, but you don't get too much of a view of it. Yeah, and you can see, like, it would have been right there because that was just a pretty sharp cut to a different point of the song. There was probably supposed to be an animated cutscene in there that smoothly bridged the gap. It only makes you wonder why it was cut, because you'd have to imagine that the cutscene was finished if it was able to be shown in a trailer. I doubt it was disk space, because I don't think this game fills up a Blu-ray disc, but I don't know how big it is, so I can't say for certain. It wouldn't be pacing, because this is far from being the longest cutscene in the game, so it's not a problem. I don't know why I'm bothering to check that now. There's nothing to gain. Yeah, I guess that picture of Anastasia right there was too hot for YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. I won't make that same mistake again. I won't promote her anymore. Listen, you guys are lucky that I'm not showing off in the costume I have her in throughout the game. That one's a bit more lewd. Or at the very least, provocative. I'd just like to say one thing to all of you. Why did you change out of your costumes and get changed into other costumes? Must have been an amazing performance. I sure wish I could have seen it. So I guess if I wanted to, I'd have to watch the movie. Which I can, it's streaming on Funimation, but problem is that the movie takes place after the third game, so it's going to have, at the very least, it has the other two characters introduced in the second game that I don't know anything about. Now, I don't want that to be the introduction. I feel like it'd be spoilers. Yeah, and I've got one more piece of good news for you guys. Earlier today, honestly, the video finished processing like 2 hours ago. I finally finished recording all of the raw footage for my next review. Starting tomorrow, I'll start working on the script. Give it a couple weeks. I'll finally have another review out. And it's on something very near and dear to me, so I will put in the love that it deserves. So we also got some worthwhile news this week that because this year is Sakura Wars 25th anniversary, Sega is going to be putting on a show. They're going to be putting on a special stage show for it. Once again, confirming that the stage actors for all the characters are the same stage actors from before, and not continuing the tradition of keeping the same actors between voice acting and stage. It is what it is. But it at least means that Sega is fully aware of the 25th anniversary of Sakura Wars. They are planning to celebrate in at least one way. I'm hoping that they'll have more. Especially considering last year's development, the crunch that would have been on development last year. I think it's too soon to expect a new game. Maybe they could announce one and say, like, hey, we're working on it, even if we don't have much to show you. I'm personally hoping that, as far off of a dream as it would be, I'm personally hoping for a collection. For a new remastered collection of the older games, considering that, where are his nipples? There. But the older games have not been re-released since in well over probably like 15 years almost. There was some PC games that PC ports like stopped being released in 2007, like that was the end of it, and those were mostly just like Windows XP and Vista compatible versions. 1 and 2 were last released on the PSP. So there is no modern console that can play the classic Sakura Wars games, and it's been a long time since they were sold. I think it'd be great to have a modern version of them. Alright, so the section here, the idea is, yeah, I need to pick a platform to disguise myself on. You're not allowed to pick the one right in front of the door, because they'd be like, I can't use that one. Which one you picked changes the scene you're going to get. I went with this one in my first playthrough, which is the scene that gives you the most. However, I know what what all the scenes are, so I am purposefully going to wait out the timer. He's so indecisive. What do you mean, question mark? I understand there wasn't voice acting there, but I think it'd be pretty clear if it was Hatsuho speaking, and also that's very clearly something she would say. What do you mean? It's the bath. You didn't knock. This is not my fault. And listen, you girls are lucky that I was turned around. Yeah. What do you mean? How are we supposed to know you were in here? You could have knocked. I can't believe that you get negative points for that. Sure. Listen, clearly, as we've clearly proven that baths are not private here, we should probably get like a sign. Why is it playing the sad music? Oh no, it's so tragic. They accidentally saw my butt. It's okay though, Azumi's pure virgin eyes are untouched. And that's really all I care about. Leave it to Azumi to be very perceptive. But that's, I'd be willing to say it's a coincidence, but I can at least, without making any decision on my own, I can always ask what she thinks. She must have some other friends, not like me. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if your friends did it, Azumi. I'll tie her down and interrogate her now. What's going on? It's like a whistle outside. We have phones at the theater, I imagine. Didn't have to go to a payphone. Oh, she's being so considerate. She doesn't want to run up the theater's phone bill. I'm choosing to believe that Kamiyama is exactly the sort of person who would come to that conclusion and believe it. Nothing suspicious about that. She just didn't want to run up our phone bill. Oh, there we go. Amidst everything that was going on Christmas, what I really wanted to know was how Reiji was doing. Clearly he was getting shot. That doesn't sound like a very fun Christmas. Man. gets real up and panics when he hears just a random siren. It's okay, she would have tried to shoot me if I had skipped out on a date. She can be a little quick triggered. There you go. I would trust no one more than Komachi with his life. Are you sure you didn't lose it? I thought you said he was unconscious. She betrayed us? After she went to all that effort not to rack up our phone bill? God, it's gonna load another scene to actually show her in the cockpit. It wasn't prepared. Yeah, our connection's not too good. We're not getting video. As soon as it cuts to the screen, the image is completely still. What do you mean the finals are about to begin? It's Christmas Day. Now here's another decision that's sort of a problem with me. Heading to the finals obviously has them be like, you're going to abandon her. Splitting into two groups is them saying, again, it's not good because they're like, you think you can, like, either group is going to be enough to win either task. This is the correct answer. But Kaoru makes a very good point. Like, this is sort of a, winning the finals is sort of an important thing. This is actually sort of a repeat of something that happens in Sakura Wars 5, where a member of the Flower Division, of the Star Division, I should say, runs off and you have to bring them back. And they give you the choice on what you're going to do. In that game, it was where you stay and defend the theater, or where you go after your comrade. And again, I made the wrong choice there because I was like, it's a shame that I have to leave her out there, but if the theater is destroyed, then our base of operations, our counterattack, is going to be completely screwed. So I was trying to be pragmatic, and they're like, no, that's wrong. And they even make the point, like, well, the theater can be rebuilt, but if we lose a comrade, then she's gone. It's like, okay, the theater can be rebuilt, but not within the next 2 days. You know, it's sort of important that we have a base of operations now. That's not suspicious at all. Suddenly, the Berlin Combat Review shows up, wearing masks that look exactly like Yasha. What are you talking about? Like, what could that mask symbolize? Like, Yasha made a big scene by interrupting these very games. You all saw it. Do you not recognize the mask? More importantly, what's the third guy doing? Why is he waiting inside his mech? I'm glad the announcer now believes in us after dismissing us so coldly during the opening ceremony. Do you not remember? Again, you guys don't remember what Yaksha looked like? Like, the mask is her most defining feature. I'm glad that on your own time you guys like to just hang out in the lobby of the hotel. Just means we need to beat you up quick. There's 5 of us and 1 of you. I think chances are pretty good. You're more important. Oh, but don't get me wrong. The finals are still very important. So please don't make us miss them. Yes, so Anastasia was in fact a spy the whole time, which means 2 things. First of all, that time we caught her in the control room, and she said, like, yeah, I was just down here looking at some stuff. The old code worked when I got in here. She very well could have been doing spy things then. And outright said, like, has it ever occurred to you I could be a spy? Like, she's lucky that I'm an idiot. Not once did you ever question, excuse me, when you made that point that, hey, I could be a spy, I questioned you. I was like, wait, you're a spy? And second, it means that Wolof, WLOF, wasn't wrong. There is a spy. I think they just kind of stumbled onto that because every bit of their reasoning was wrong. They were just correct that there was one. Kamiyama ain't putting up with this waxing poetic. Yeah, let's go. So regardless, Anastasia has betrayed us. And now it's our time to do what must be done. Man, it's a good thing she was like my least favorite. Otherwise, I'd feel more broken up about this. You telling me Anastasia's a greater demon? No, that's not even close to what I was saying. Proceed with utmost caution, I say as I am going to charge forward fearlessly. I've played this mission enough times to get S ranks and all the BattleBot characters. I got this one. I think this was one of the missions where I had to even replay it with Sakura because I may not have gotten an S rank the first time. Because if they didn't, it wouldn't be a beat 'em up. I'm just wondering why I don't have a team attack with Sakura. I should. I think her team attack unlocks automatically during the Chapter 5. Oh, whatever. Even if you, for some reason, miss a character's team attack, they also all unlock if you go their route in the ending. So, in my quest to get every character's ending, I'll have the chance to get every character's team attack, which is important because each character has a trophy for seeing their team attack 5 times. And I still have to get it with about half the characters. No worries, guys. I did this live stream strictly for the purpose of getting closer to Platinum Trophy. And I'm going to do it. I think I had a lone wolf penalty right before this ended. So that was a very quick turnaround for it. Yeah, I'm trying to switch so I can get some special energy for Sakura. Because her special move is pretty good and I might actually use it. What is it about umbrellas and guns? It's a combo, because Sakura Wars does the same thing with Mirai. Which, of course, when it comes to that comparison, obviously Mirai is better than Anastasia, because Mirai doesn't settle for a pistol. She's got a chain gun and a grenade launcher. Like a turret gun in the first game. Yeah, so now we've got some, got an environmental hazard to worry about. Thankfully, Anastasia's not a very good shot. Because otherwise she might actually be trying to hit us. Maybe she secretly harbors too much respect for us. That she can't bring herself to go all out and attacking. Or maybe this game would be too hard if she was actually accurate. Now keep in mind, those bullets do hurt quite a bit if they hit you. You gotta like it that despite the fact that we're doing all this action and fighting, it's continuously playing the sad music. Not the super sad music. That's reserved for when people see your butt, I guess. Ain't nothing more tragic than that, I guess. I think I understand this whole tragedy thing. Is there another black fire? Doesn't look like it. Cool. Maybe there is over there. Behind me. Whatever that other person's attacking. I don't know which one you are. Listen, Hato, if you want to get a piece of this, you're going to have to hurry up. Oh, I guess it was still good enough to count as a joint takedown. And sometimes it really does take a number of triangle presses before it actually registers that you hit it there. Watch out for these black lancers. They're stronger versions of the hacksaw enemies. I forget if the hacksaws do this, but the black lancers have a real problem of delaying their attacks, which makes them very difficult to dodge. They got some strong defense. And now we're getting to the point where we're getting a lot of the stronger enemy variants. And they're just a pain. I mean, unless you think that she's going to come quietly, yes. And I think she's made it clear she has every intention of not coming quietly. I got good news, Sakura. I'll do it. I ain't got that kind of heart. Now, I understand that we're on a timer here, but there's boxes I have to destroy. I hope you guys don't mind. See, look, we got 20 extra morale points due to that. And we're about to get 20 more because of all these crates over here. And that was enough to get us up to morale level 6. You do have to wonder why that raises morale. Like, are they just impressed that I'm being so thorough? Or do they just like seeing the destruction? She is. The fact that we could detect that it's a trap means that she's failing at it. Between the bad aim and the bad trap planning, I'm starting to think she's not a very effective villain. Now here she's a little bit better just because the paths are so narrow and we have enemies we have to fight. Though it is worth noting you can dodge the bullets at the last second, just like that, to get a that slowdown bonus. Oh, I missed one. Oh, God, man. Okay, there you go. You got it, Sakura. Also, they're pretty slow. So long as you're dashing, you're fine. Yeah, saved. I got back a tiny bit of Sakura's health. Oh, it's amazing she was getting so many shots in a wide area with just a pistol. How the hell did she was learning from Azumi. She just jumped into the ceiling and now she's gone. And just as much as the Flower Division learned from her, she's learned from us. Or maybe because she's a spy, she was stealing all of our techniques. Man, my morale is just skyrocketing here. Any more of them? Yes, there is. Over here. Hey, man. And now, Gatekeepers. First of all, is it just me or does it look like it has a pig face? Second, these things are pathetically easy. They've got a lot of health. Or at least a lot of defense. But they're so slow at attacking. It's really no trouble to knock them down. But it's basically impossible to actually get a dodge bonus off of him. He didn't even have a chance to attack there. Oh, she's got a second gun. Okay, that explains it. Alright then, I have a couple questions. First of all, can I have that mech? It's called the Godbreaker, for God's sakes. Alright, please give me. Oh, and they have code names. We can't hope to win. God, it's fucking huge. It's Yasha's mech. Hey, she hasn't killed us yet. Also, it can fly. The mech... Was there a reason to sway like that? Too many to count. I mean, no, it's not. It's not too many to count. This ain't Dynasty Warriors. It's more than I care to count, but it's not too many to count. Now, admittedly, once you go into a crowd like this and just start going crazy, it does feel a little bit like Dynasty Warriors. And of course, the game is starting to slow down this whole time because it's rendering a little too much. God, I got a lone wolf penalty and I still easily hit rank 10. Just all demons. Not like in the area. We just killed the very last demon. Devils did cry. As opposed to every other time we've seen her, where she seemed so friendly. Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I'm scared of facing her. I'm just gonna break boxes instead. Stall. We're so close. So close to hitting max rank, guys. I hope you can understand. And we've still got a good amount of the level left. So what exactly is the design mentality for this place meant to be? Like, it's a, okay, not a good amount of the level left. We're done. Like, it's a dark realm, but it's also a factory. And there's molten magma all over the floor. Okay, so if we use Yasha, the circle will be complete. I mean, even if you took off the mask, we wouldn't be able to see it. You're inside the mech. Alright. So, is it now? What do you mean we need to? I feel like you guys can make a, let's try talking. We can take her. So if we have the ability, I think if both of them are going to be fighting us, I'm going to target Anastasia first because she's going to be easier to take down. Nope, it's just Yasha. All right then. So here we go. First time fighting Yasha. But Anastasia's providing support with her gunfire, which is just a pain. So the important thing to note here is Yasha is, first of all, easily the hardest boss in the game. And second, she's like the only fight in the game that's any real challenge. And she is, first of all, she's really fast. She has a lot of wide-reaching attacks. She combos a lot. And you gotta be careful of her wake-up attack. You know, if she ever decides to get back up, man. There it is. Man, I have got a lock on her, yo. Never mind. That missed me somehow. Oh, ow. Yeah, as you can see, just one attack from her can really wreck you up. Oh, I didn't even see that because of the grate. Be nice if the gunfire could hurt her, but whatever. Oh man, Anastasia was opening up to us that whole time, getting emotional. It's a shame I didn't have time to read it because I was busy fighting a boss, and I couldn't understand the language, because it's Japanese. Come on, don't be greedy. You already have a sword. Look at that. Kamiyama's actually prepared to use a sword. Excuse me, I've got a sword right here. It was covered in pollen, I guess. She swings it a little bit. Wait a minute. This isn't the Imperial sword. This is a plastic replica. You like being a unicorn, Yaksha? Look at that blood. This game is not afraid to show some blood. It's still purple mist there. They're splitting the difference between original Ninja Gaiden Sigma and Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. Anastasia, you probably should have seen that coming. I'll reunite you with your dead family. Like, my first thought would have been, you'll kill me. At the very least, they're all going to be resurrected as demon minions. So, you know, that's something. You know what? I'll give this game credit. It knows how to avoid tonal whiplash. Because it's still playing sad music. You know, even though, you know, it's playing sad music and not the standard triumphant level complete theme. That's probably a good choice. It ain't like Budokai. It's like, oh, Trunks just got killed. Dun dun dun! New capsule unlocked. Talking about. I'm going to assume Sumire forgot to contact them to say, hey, a member of our team has been critically injured. These are extenuating circumstances. Either that or he just completely ignored it. I'm willing to believe the latter, but the former is not an impossibility with the way he's phrasing it. Oh, so the mic is still on. Yeah, you pleased the masses for about 2 seconds before you immediately revealed that this was all part of your grand plan. And what? President G is evil. Oh, of course, President G was actually Yaksha this whole time. And it's sucking up the... Oh, it is actually sucking up their souls. And of course, because it's Shadow Tokyo, it has to look all evil. It can't just be a perfect copy. So, now, I have a bit of a question here, because I don't know. So Tetsugenan, he's treated like an established villain, like, oh, here he is again. Was he in the older games? Because he's not in the first one, I can tell you that much. Is he maybe a villain in 5? I don't know. So now we're about to start Chapter 7, what is easily the longest chapter in the game. Because this one's special in that it has 2 combat sequences. And just in case you forgot what happened a couple seconds ago, I don't know, maybe you took a very long break between the 2 chapters because you were just so distraught about Anastasia's betrayal and subsequent re-betrayal that you had to put the game down for a month. Man, I bet the animators must have really liked his design because they don't have to animate mouth movements anymore. That's good. Don't get ready to record a time of death. Oh, that's good, because I don't have a watch. I don't know what time it is right now. He's alive and breathing, or so he told me to tell you. However, he was not breathing when he said that, so we cannot rule out zombie. Yeah, we'll assume she's dead. However, I'm not going to make the assumption she's alive. Everyone there got their souls sucked out. That's usually not the sort of thing you can defend yourself against. Worry about the poor bastard. But first of all, how are you doing, Komachi? How's it in Tokyo? It's pretty bad. There's demons around every corner. And worst of all, there's monsters now. Okay, listen, me getting drained of their energy with people in the Dark Realm, it could be worse. It could be like Guilty Gear, where the instant the backyard touches you, you vaporize. Oh god, the camera controls are normal in this game. I've been playing so much Suikoden 4 where it's all inverted. There shouldn't be any bromides right now. I'm not even allowed to go into the theater. And it looks like everyone else has vanished off the face of the earth. So, you know, that's a shame. They were all touched by the backyard and subsequently vaporized. So are you a zombie or not? I really do care the most about Reiji. I need to know if you're alright, man. Isn't that bad? I mean, even for a cutscene bullet, it was pretty bad. It's not like Anastasia actually meant to kill me. I didn't stand her up on a date or anything. I don't know. I feel like if someone literally shot me, I wouldn't be, unless it was in a limb, I wouldn't be so quick to say they didn't try to kill me. Oh, thank God that whatever the beam is there. Otherwise, this would be very much getting in the way of YouTube's policies. And it's a good thing there's also that little fog or steam down there. Also, girl's built. God damn, she's got like abs. She's got some real muscle on her arms. It's not a bad build. But you gotta love that this is the standard type of censorship for someone inside of a tube. It's just, yeah, have the beams specially placed to cover them up. It's like Melfina and Outlaw Star. Evangelion got around it, first of all, by not having glass tubes, and second, by having the brilliant idea of letting the people be dressed. So, you gotta admit, she's recovering pretty well. I did not see a sword slash on her. Yeah, now I'm allowed to ask about everyone else. It's weird though that it didn't didn't have a scene of Kamiyama actually asking. Like, it's acting like he's a silent protagonist. It's the only time in the game where it does this, where you select an option and the other person immediately responds. Normally you select it, you hear him say it, and then the conversation continues. See, I think they forgot that he's not a silent protagonist, like all the other protagonists in the series are. Though I think even in the older games, like Ogami would talk if you selected an option. Though it's been a couple months since I played the first game, I forget. Yeah, don't worry, Reiji, I get it. Looking at Hatsuho makes me feel better too. She spends so much time around the pickling stone. I think she knows a little something about spirit crystals. I don't see the connection, though. I wonder if there's ever going to be a playthrough of this game where I don't select the pickling stone option. It amuses me too much. Oh, thank God Hatsuho came back. She's come back from the void. Everyone else is still missing, though. I'll assume everyone else just sort of locked themselves in their room, and the reason their icons don't show up is because you don't have the ability to talk to them. She's usually in the courtyard around the giant spirit crystal. We have a spirit crystal? I'll assume then the fact that I'm allowed to see where she is on my map means that she updated her location on Twitter. It's like the episode of Space Dandy where the Gogol Empire keeps tracking Dandy because they keep updating their location on Twitter. That's exactly it. They outright say Twitter. And the reason they used Twitter to track them is because Google Galaxy Street View wasn't working. I love Space Dandy. This is all in the second episode of that show, I think. I don't know, I'm outside the door. I haven't seen anything yet. Her voice doesn't sound like I would expect it to under these circumstances. Given that she's inside this tube, I imagine if she tried to talk, it would just be... There's liquid. Is it supposed to be like LCL from Evangelion, where it has like such a high oxygen content that you can just talk? I'll assume that's the case. But there's clearly liquid in there. It's the same orange color as LCL, maybe. And now LCL fluid is apparently real. There was news earlier this week that there was a method invented to provide high oxygen fluid through a patient's anus. And it was named the Ava Method after the LCL from Evangelion. It's like, oh man, I'm so glad that will be its legacy. Science does some weird shit. Same thing you gotta talk about, like, we got genes inside of our body. It's like, Pikachuin. Oh, that's Pikachuin is a protein. But there's the Sonic Hedgehog gene and a, I don't know what it is, but whatever inhibits the gene is Robotnikin. You know, considering that you were only adopted by President G, it's amazing that the two of you have the same hair color. Demons are hot after all. And I can't argue that. See all these people going nuts over Helltaker? Meanwhile, I'm continuing to look at Satania from Gabriel Dropout. Oh, the war. They don't have to explain which war it is. I'll assume World War I. Because despite this alternate future, I think World War I still happened. I don't know. Was that the war that Maria was in, where she lost, like, her teammate, her captain? I don't remember. It probably wasn't even outright said in Sakura Wars 1. Oh, it's getting hot in here. It's been hot this past week. I've had the fan on for about half of the day, and of course I had to turn it off for this. Because the fan is 10 feet away from me. I mean, you could at least tell me whether or not she is currently alive. I assume if you came back out, you at least got the heartbeat back. Yeah, so this is a development for Anastasia, which is basically this, her tragic backstory. Here's another decision. I think this is probably the worst decision in the game. I know what the wrong answer is, but I'm gonna pick it anyway. Because it's the one that makes the most sense to me. She made the choice. I think we can hold her accountable for that. Exactly. This is not the first sign of trouble. She shot Reiji, she stole the Imperial Sword, which has the power to completely end the world, and delivered it to the person who intends to use it to end the world. I think holding her accountable and turning her over to the police is the nice thing to do under these circumstances. Again, what do you mean, question mark? She walked into frame. We know who it is. I'm hereby petitioning that if this game ever gets released on PC, one of the first mods should be get rid of all those stupid question mark dialogue boxes. I don't know whether that's going to come out before or after the inevitable nude mod, though. Now, considering that I'm the captain of the Flower Division, I feel like I should have known about it before now. But okay. So did Sumire know that the sword was the Imperial key? Because she seemed pretty certain earlier in saying that it's been lost and we don't know it. We don't know what happened to it. God, if we just came down here to be informed on the situation, why did we all get into our combat gear? Yeah, see, like, Sumire talks about Sotetsu Genon as, like, we believed we had defeated him. That sort of thing makes it sound like he was a character we knew something about. And you know what? We're in the middle of a conversation. Let me check the wiki. Yeah, you know what? I'll be on the ball. Hold on, does he? Hold on, I'm looking something up on the wiki, Sumire. Sorry, here we go. He's under President G. So Tetsu Genon is not a page. And the fact that Sotetsu Genon does not have a page leads me to believe that no, he is strictly in this game. All right, then. Total pandemonium, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. And this ain't Kingdom Hearts. We don't have the means to combat total darkness. So now that time it's okay, because we didn't see him, And it's not a voice we're too used to hearing, and we wouldn't expect to hear him here. He knows how to do it. His name is close to Tekken. She's gonna have to go fight Devil. So how do you learn how to forge a sword like that? Man, it's a good thing that that's the way it works if there's only allowed to be one and not, you're not allowed to make another one. Of course, it can't be this easy. But imagine if it was. It's like they spent this whole time trying to steal the sword. We've been warned of all of the danger that can happen. And then he just comes in like, oh, if we make another one, though, the problem's over. $20. Now this here. Tekken is so nonchalant about this. Like, it's time for you to fulfill your destiny. You're going to have to die. My wife died. And that's just how it's done. I legitimately do respect the pragmatism. Like, he understands that this is the way that the world will be saved. And that's what has to be done. But, he's being pretty cold about it. And he's not exactly helping his case by being quiet in the face of that question. Like, I think at least that it's, I think at the very least it's said that Sakura's mother, Hinata, like, offered, like, she was willing to do it. Might have helped a little bit if he said that. And at this point, he's just stating a fact. Like, listen, I'm telling you exactly what has to be done for an Imperial sword to be forged. Like, have you been listening a tiny bit? I'll assume that top one's the bad option. Like, I'll be the sacrifice. Were you listening to a damn thing I said? Damn it. Okay. Seiyue. Like, legitimately, there's no other way to look at this. The fact that they specifically chose for these high-ranking officials to be represented by these giant black monolith slates. Like, that has to be Evangelion. And you guys are informed very quickly. And not just the nation, probably the entire world. At that point, I think, yeah, getting rid of one life is kind of a small price to pay. You know, it sucks that it's someone that's close to us, but it is sort of... It's sort of a special circumstance. Yeah, okay, he said it right there that she was willing. All right, then. See, now, if Sakura was the protagonist herself, then this would be, like, the big moment. Like, I will give my life to protect everyone I care about. The problem is she's not the protagonist, so... it's more in our interests that we have to protect her and not let her do that. If I have to choose between the world and Sonic, I would choose Sonic. We kick logic to the curb and do the impossible. I don't think I don't remember saying that. I mean, I actually kind of agree with it, though. So, I'm not going to be super loud about it. I mean, yeah, it's a hard decision. I think even if you were totally willing, you'd probably cry about it, because it still means dying. Someone already died for that one. It's in the past. I don't have to feel guilty about it. Oh, so it's okay for you to sacrifice your life to protect everyone you care about, but as soon as we ask it of someone else, oh, that's going too far. I was looking at everyone that had approached closer, and the count was a mismatch. I was about to say, like, oh man, Anastasia clearly doesn't care so much. She's not coming up to Sakura to comfort her. And then I remembered, oh yeah, she's downstairs in the tube dying. It'd be really dark, and it'd really be a downer, but I want to see a story at some point where, like, they're like, no, I refuse to let someone sacrifice themselves. I'll protect everyone. And then in doing that, they've doomed everyone, and the story ends on a real downer note, because it's like, okay, we failed. Like, using this story as the template, like, Like, no, you're not allowed to sacrifice Sakura. We'll go get that Imperial sword back. And then they all go do it. They die, and then the world is doomed because they're too sentimental. It'd be a real downer story, but it'd be different. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm the sort of person that just. What am I saying? Maybe. I know I'm the sort of person that just likes torturing the people who play my games. Or the game, singular, at this point. Don't play my game. It's a real downer. Because I don't expect any of my audience to cross over. I can spoil it. Everyone dies. It's an RPG. You have a party of characters you're supposed to love. I don't know if I did a good enough job writing them, but you're supposed to. And then they all die. Every single one of them. We should have done that a little bit sooner. The Flower Division Samira just starts talking. The Flower Division captain is always so brave. I ever tell you about the time he saved me from a spider that bit me? It wasn't even venomous. It's okay. I have played plenty of Metal Gear. We just sneak our way, and the gameplay just completely changes. Now it's a stealth game. Now it's just Metal Gear. I'll have to sacrifice my life. Oh, damn it. This problem just never... The old-fashioned way. We punch. Man, it's lucky that he at least managed to fix mine. Otherwise, we would be completely screwed. And chances are low that any of those demons are going to be hot. What do you mean, question mark? It's a close-up of her face. That should be a drinking game, playing this, count all the useless question mark name tags. Okay, well, I've got good news for you. Piloting a Mugen is just sitting down in a seat. It's not too physically taxing. Yep, you knowingly did it. Therefore, you are accountable. Okay, so it's okay if she sacrifices herself. Man, it's just Sakura's the only one getting special treatment here. Alright, well, I don't trust you, but if you're willing to die, I'll take that risk. We just got through a whole conversation about why none of you guys should sacrifice yourself. Please stop talking like that. I don't want to keep having this conversation. He just turns and singles out Azumi. Like, Azumi, never die. It's the only one he says it to. Oh, right, the bullet. Judging from where he's holding himself, like the bullet hit his kidney. That's the sort of thing that can kill you. No, stop it. Stop. Everyone, stop putting your life on the line. For a cutscene where the big conflict was, no, don't die for me. Everyone else is talking about sacrificing themselves. There we go. Oh, yeah. My bottle of drink was rolling away. Sometimes it's just nice to see the spins. Spam. It's fine, man. We're only an hour and a half into the stream. Alright, Anastasia, honestly, I'm still pretty salty about the fact that you betrayed us and began Armageddon. So if you do end up dying during this, I'm probably not going to be too upset. Nah, it looks like any other Dark Realm in this game. If you want me to be honest. Look at that, I've got Anastasia's team attack. Okay, another My Hero Academia thing. Is Oboru's voice the same guy who voices Monoma in My Hero Academia? Because it kind of sounds similar. I've got my phone, I can check. Let's see here, IMDb. Oh, hang on. Can't do it now. I'm on a timer. Oops. I'm on a timer. I gotta hurry, I say as I immediately run off a cliff. I'm just saying, there's no reason that running off a cliff in this game should be a possibility. There's no reason to have it. Okay, yeah, so it may be worth switching over to Anastasia for this, because the ranged characters are just immediately better at taking care of these, like, gun crystals. Yeah, oh, sorry. I missed. I'll assume some of these bullets are hitting. So anyway, since we have Anastasia's team attack up, since we have it available, there's one thing I discovered while I was doing research during this playthrough that's worth noting for you guys if you're trying to get all the achievements. Most of the characters have their team attacks open automatically during the story. Claris is the one odd exception. But the important thing is you have to activate them during the story mode before they're allowed to be used in the battle bot. And unless you want to do several playthroughs, you have to use them in the battle bot to get the trophies. Because you're never going to have someone in your party 5 times during the game. Except for maybe Sakura. It might be possible. Oh, when did I say anything about accepting you? This is a case of friends close and enemies closer. Hold on, I want that health. However, do not get me wrong, Anastasia. I'm still pretty damn mad. Man, it's a good thing we've managed to completely turn him around. Her around. Okay, I just got Obero's page up, his actor's page, except I didn't get a close enough look at the name, so I can't tell you what it is. I had to put my phone down. Next time there's a cutscene, I'll let you know. Come on, platform. Yeah, I ain't putting up with those crystals. They are really a pain in the ass. Oh, hold on. I should probably switch. God. Aim. Okay. Now we both got our filled super meters. Not that I'm going to use Anastasia's probably, because the boss of this stage obviously is Obero, who's not a challenge. Yeah, that honestly, that descending slowly kind of makes Anastasia a bit of a pain in the ass to control. Thankfully, you can still manually make her fall quickly. I'm actually getting a good chunk of them. All right. Oh, no, yeah, I still want to destroy them because I still need to get those search bonuses. God sakes, what are you aiming at? Please auto lock onto these goddamn things. I think I got him. Oh, look at that. I had to jump off this one. This game's definitely getting a lot more challenging now. I've really got to put my platforming skills to the test. God, you know, the way that the jazz just suddenly breaks in, like as soon as this horde of enemies comes up, it's standard for these battle stages. Like, you'll have the song for the stage playing, and then as soon as you get into a battle, it starts playing jazz theme. It's goddamn Sonic Unleashed all over again. But thankfully, big like arenas like this aren't as common in this game as they are in Unleashed. So you don't get quite as used to the da 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 da. Though it's more upsetting in Unleashed, both because you have to hear that song more often, and because the songs it's interrupting are better than the ones in this game. I don't like Sonic Unleashed, or at least the HD version, and the night stages are a big part of the reason why. But man, I'm just upset that you don't get to hear those songs in their full glory, because Arid Sands Night in Unleashed is such a good track. because I'm really good at the NES game. Oh, curse. I don't think it's quite as mystical as that. Okay, I somehow managed to accidentally dodge the Black Lancer there. Oh man, I just realized the one girl who accepted my joke and was cool with it, she was a spy the whole time. She was lying. She probably didn't think my joke about being a miracle was funny. That hurts more than the betrayal, honestly. Okay, so Oboro is voiced by Daisuke Kishio. Okay, I'll assume he's not in My Hero Academia because it's not in his immediate known for. He's Kyle in Suikoden 5, though, and if that's one of the things that he is best known for, I mean, that says a lot. It's Jisoo in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which is... I don't remember that character, so is that how the Japanese spell Jace? Listen, guys, I'm accessing IMDb in English. It's an English language site. Please use English language names and titles, for God's sakes. I don't know who Jisoo is. And honestly, Kakarot is a big enough game that it could be someone else and I don't remember them. You know, it's almost summer. When are we getting that last DBZ Kakarot DLC? When are we getting that History of Trunks thing? That game's been out for a year and a half, and we are only just now getting the third DLC for it. Oh god, ow, yeah, god, that hurts a lot. I was being stupid there, though, I will confess that. I rushed forward without really considering where the snake was. That's exactly the same sort of thing that, causes Metal Gear villain plans to fail. Come on, I just need a little bit more and we'll at least hit rank 10. God, I took out like all those little guys with one swipe. God damn. And I ripped away his shield real fast, huh? I also cut off his arm. I did not know enemies would lose limbs. It's clearly, I understand it's definitely not like a mechanic to the game. It's not like purposefully dismembering them like Metal Gear Rising. But I'll assume that's just like, hey, it's probably specifically defenders. Like you cut away their shields and they lose their face, they lose their arm, their face. Daisuke Kishio is the Japanese voice of Jet the Hawk. Oh, he's Kaba in Dragon Ball Super. Okay. So I have it. Okay, actually, I was gonna say like I have at least heard this guy's voice before. No, of course I watched Dragon Ball Super in English because I was patient, and I'm the kind of guy who cannot watch Dragon Ball in Japanese. Can't do it. I understand Super. It took a long time for that to get dubbed, but listen, man, it's worth waiting. Listen, I'm sure the statements you make in Claris and Anastasia are very meaningful, very emotional. I can't read them. I'm busy fighting. It's like Gunvolt, where the characters keep having these long conversations during the stages. It's like, I'm platforming. This game isn't that easy. I can't pay attention to your conversations. The only thing that makes this game better is the subtitles don't take up most of the screen in this game. I gotta pick up the Gunvolt Striker pack. Because right now I only own those games on the 3DS as digital downloads. I should pick up Striker Pack on PS4. Alright, let's see. What else? Okay, there we go. His credit for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 properly says Jace. Alright, good. Thank you. He's Cody in the Japanese version of Street Fighter. Steely Dan and JoJo. Definitely not My Hero Academia at this point. Oh, I'm not going to make it. Come on. Okay. The elevator waits for me. I'm just going to keep going through this, through his IMDb page. Because he's clearly having a lot of fun in this role. I want to honor, not honor, he's not dead. But at least respect all the other stuff he's done. He's Noel in the Japanese versions of Final Fantasy 13. Which, you know, I mean, that's good and all. But it's nothing compared to the English versions of 13 where Noel is voiced by Max Goof. That's good shit, yo. And I'm also not even lying in the slightest there. In the English versions of 13, Noel is voiced by God, I don't remember the guy's name. James Marsden? Or is that the guy from the Sonic movie who was Cyclops? Those names are really difficult to keep track of because I think because James Marsters played Piccolo in Dragon Ball Evolution and he's the voice of Zamasu. These names are too similar and I legitimately cannot keep track of them. Well, I'm very sorry when highlighting James Marsden's filmography. I'm very sorry for not mentioning his obvious magnum opus, Hop. Let me show you just what I'm made of. It's a Sega game. You can play it. Listen, the music in this game is fine and all, but it's done by Kohei Tanaka, classic series composer who's also the composer for One Piece. It's all good and all, but I think I'd like this game more if it just played Sonic music. Even if it doesn't fit tonally in the slightest. I'd be cool with it. That's great. Don't think this completely redeems you. Yeah. Huh? Okay. He's Prometheus in the Japanese version of Mega Man ZX. You know, that makes sense, honestly. Hearing his performance here, that makes sense. Though it's admittedly... yeah, I trust her with my life because there's a chance she'll take it. I like how Kamiyama didn't even, like, really react to that. Like, Sakura just starts talking, he just looks up like, yeah, there you are. Anyway, Prometheus from Mega Man ZX. It's another case where I feel like his English voice is just much better. Mega Man ZX Advent's English voice acting is not great, but the voice of Prometheus is really throwing his everything into it, and it's super charming, and I love it. At some point, I will listen to the Japanese voice of at least one scene in Advent with Prometheus. Why does this mech have like a human face that splits open like that? It's weird. Despite the fact that this is the third fight with Oboro, he is basically using the same strategy he had originally. I just jump up and start beating the shit out of him. Look how we have already taken out half his health. Now, if you'll excuse me, let's get a team attack up. He is going to, with a team attack and a super, this is going to hurt him like hell. And he doesn't even have that much health to spare. See, that's the nice thing about constellations, is they don't actually look like anything. And you can make it look like whatever the hell you want. Also, there's a million stars in the sky, so you can say whatever stars you want are part of the constellation. Make whatever damn shape you choose. Oh, get fucked, Oboro. Jesus, look how much damage that deals. Okay, hold on. I just got to the section that actually outlines Suikoden 5. He is Kyle and Fuwala Fuwalu. I haven't played Suikoden 5, because it's $200 fucking dollars. I do want to know why there's a character in it named Fuwala Fuwalu. This is a private channel. Can I tell you something? What? Get fucked. Yeah, I've seen Excel World. Characters who just keep punishing themselves and saying, I must atone, get really annoying. That's great. The first thing you can do to make amends is face justice. You have to move on someday, hopefully after you've served your sentence. Alright, yeah, go ahead. You can try and forgive yourself. But keep in mind that you also have to earn my forgiveness, not just yours. So get working. I am just being relentlessly hard on her. Perfect S ranks, though. You know what? I'm coming to the realization I think the reason Sakura ended up being picked for the date earlier is I may have just completely maxed out everyone's affection rankings over 2 playthroughs. So, like, I may have just hit the max of those variables. So, it just defaults to Sakura. That's possible. We've secured the park. It still kind of sucks, though. Listen, the world's at stake. Can we cut it with this arguing over who gets to pose in the photo? Just take the goddamn picture. Oh, look at those earrings. Is that a Sonic reference? Look how affectionate Azumi is. Also, why is like the inner half of her sleeve missing? Yeah, so despite the fact that we had our big pose, we finished the fight, we beat a boss, the chapter ain't over. Otherwise, it'd be a really short chapter. Be an hour long. Nah. We've still got a good chunk left. Oh god, they're dead. It's scuffed. Also, the car is completely fucking destroyed. Who's in that car? Oh, no one, apparently. So, yeah. The secretive Moon Division. Nah, he hasn't figured it out. You're wearing a mask. Clearly you're a demon. So yes, the secretive flower Moon Division, the stealth and reconnaissance members are in fact Itsuki and Hiromi. This is the only time you ever see them in these uniforms, and that's a little bit of a shame. You know what, I'll admit, the two of you were... I didn't suspect it, I'll tell you that. This time I did, because I've played this game before, but first time I didn't. And they'll keep it that way. We do not know who any of the other ones are. They're probably not characters we've met. Oh, listen to that. Listen to that saxophone in the music there. So now I can tell you guys, Itsuki's theme that I really enjoy. It's called the Moon Division theme. It's a great song. It's because like the first verse is this very upbeat, peppy tune that fits Itsuki completely, and then the second verse just suddenly takes on like this deep, sultry tone, It's still Itsuki, but she's singing in a completely different voice. It's great. Yeah, so we've got ourselves a gigantic airship. This is also series tradition. More importantly, do the city officials know about this? Oh man, who knew the pickling stone was hiding this sort of power all along? No, wait, let me, these readings are incorrect. Let me get back. Let me fix the readings. Okay, 100%. So now, the fact that the theater can take off is pretty good. However, I would contend it would be better if the theater transformed into a giant mecha. That would be way cooler. Like, I just imagine, like, the theater as a mecha, like the Mystery Shack and the Gravity Falls finale. Just do that. I'd be cool with it. And it slots in perfectly to the airship. Whatever the name of this thing is. I actually don't know. And luckily, because the theater is a part of it, we can just walk around. And they don't have to map out any new areas. It's not the technology part that concerns me, it's more the logistics. First question, how much does a thing like this cost? Second, where can I get one? I'll save up my money. Okay. I guess it is Mikasa. Alright then, because it's Mikasa Memorial Park, which I guess means that the park was built on top of the giant airship. It wasn't like repurposed. Alright then. We've hereby received our orders to chill. Now this confused me a lot. Okay. Obro's not dead yet, but he is critically injured. And he's wandering around the human world. Yeah, okay. So this time, actually having the question marks makes sense, because this person is kept in mystery. We don't know who it is. Now, the first time playing, I thought it was Yaksha, because, you know, the two of them were kind of working together, but we never saw them, like, being friendly toward each other, so it makes sense that she wouldn't exactly like him. Oh, yeah. Someone in the middle of my room. Where is it? Oh man, I can't just drink. That's a shame. Oh, there it is. The foot of my bed. Oh, this is the kind of magazine he keeps under his bed? All right. But that it's not Yaksha. I probably should have known because it's not her voice at all. So, what is it? Is it like it's setting up for the next game? Like it's some other greater threat that's not going to be established yet? Yeah, but I've already beaten everyone. It's not, though, because... Well, we don't know, because either way, it's never mentioned in this game. There should be at least one more. Yeah, there's at the shop, and then one in the control room. Got it. So the person who walked up to Oboro, who he recognized and at least had a reason to believe he could trust as an ally, is Hakushu. So I guess she's worked with demons before? And there's clearly something more done with her that this game absolutely does not do anything with. There's no reason for me to buy this, but whatever. Now let me head downstairs. I got two things I gotta do down there. The Sakura Wars anime, at least, goes into a little bit more with Hakushu. Is she like part demon? Because she runs an orphanage for demons. And she has like fighting capabilities well beyond a human. So I'll assume so. If she worked with Oboro before. Of course I did. You're a demon, aren't you? Of course I did. I've played this game before. I knew your secret. Yeah, I've played this game before. I know your secrets. So now, we know that Itsuki was always hanging around both because she was a fan and because she's because she was a member of the Moon Division. Now, Hiromi's weird experiments, do those have anything to do with her being a member of the Moon Division? Or is she just a weirdo? It might be the latter, honestly, because I can't imagine a covert division would have too much need for a drink that makes you see a person. Like, everyone looks like one specific person. She did that twice. Oh, Reiji's not... Oh, he is, but he doesn't have anything to do. So, let me just show you what trophy hunting for this game does. I unlocked Anastasia's team attack, and I've used it in a mission, so it's available to use in BattleBot. What that means is you go into BattleBot, and you go into BattleBot, wait for the mission to load, immediately activate it, skip it because I've already watched it, and then you restart from the beginning and you keep doing it. And this is how you get the use this character's team attack 5 times. You know, without like, there we go. There it is. Alright, guys, that's one more trophy. So to go back to the whole Hakushu thing, how do you guys feel about that? Like throwing a plot point into a game specifically to like not be mentioned in the game, but to be elaborated on in another form of media, like not a sequel, something else. Dot Hack GU is real bad about that. Like there are several parts of those games that do not make sense unless you watched the Roots anime, which is a prequel. But the problem is the Roots anime is not that good. And I don't know when it came out in relation to the game's release dates. And I have to say games because it's a trilogy, but it's all one connected story. I don't really know. Alright, then let us dance, and then Kamiyama just starts doing a Fortnite dance. The whole time Anastasia's just looking at him like, I cannot believe. Honestly, it probably would. I don't know. I don't know. It didn't seem like Squall was very good at dancing when Renoa forced him to dance with her. Which song should we... What do you mean, which song should we dance to? The CDs... The radio hasn't really been... No, the radio has been invented, actually. But CDs haven't. You know, I don't think you get to choose... Do records exist? I don't know. Either way, I don't see anything like a gramophone in this room, so if music has come from here, it'd be someone playing it, and there's no one... If we're dancing, there's no one playing the damn music. Alright, once this cutscene's over, I'm gonna look around this room and see if there's anything that would play music. Maybe they're just humming it. Maybe they can just hear the background music. And yes, doing that spawns in another bromide. Somewhere in here. Maybe it's a player piano. Who knows? Now, what's missing from this wall? Here it is. More importantly, how the hell did someone take that picture? Like, how is it possible? You know, I gotta be honest, you look really out of your element inside the theater. I never meant to deceive you, except for the fact that deception is literally my job. And I like the fact that I guess he... God damn, you know what? You better be sorry. You know, fuck it, I'm hitting on Hiromi. Just like, after everything in the game, just like at the absolute last second, Hiromi ending. Let's go. I don't know, you've probably invented a drink that makes people forget about things. Except for the fact that I really don't want to be your guinea pig anymore. The next one might be poison. Who knows? Honestly, around Hiromi, we can't really be sure. Oh man, that pickle and stone is glowing so bright. More importantly, we're way up in the air. Do you want to be standing outside? Like, isn't the air kind of thin? We're inside a cloud, I guess, considering all the goddamn fog. And I know what kind of a character you are. You act strong and tough, but you actually have this sensitive side. And you want to be treated like a woman. I've seen your archetype. And of course, that's exactly what happens. Now, despite the fact that Hatsuho did not get a chapter to herself, so she sort of is lacking in a lot of the development, I think this one scene does a lot for her. So I wish she just sort of breaks. Good lord. There's another one for the absolute irredeemable jackass ending. That should absolutely be an ending. Like, I understand, like, the game automatically puts you with Sakura if you, like, you don't have anyone at the requisite friendship level. But if everyone is at, like, the lowest level, like, you actively had to try to be a terrible person, you should get a special everyone hates you ending. It's like in DuckTales where you have to try really hard to get the worst ending by having $0 at the end of the game. Alright, now she's praising my back. Alright, this is getting a little weird. But you'll have to marry me to make up for it. I won't die, even if I'm killed. Now, how's everyone else doing? Where are you all? All upstairs, I guess. Yep, everyone else is. Don't worry, I'm saving Azumi for last. Anastasia and Hatsuho is kind of hanging around the theater. Everyone else is just locked in their room. You're all shut in neats. Oh, I get it now. She's reading a book because it'll give her incentive to survive the battle and come back. Otherwise, she's going to be forever haunted about the fact that she didn't finish the book, and she doesn't know what happens. Is it having sex? Okay, then. It's like Mia's fantasies in Monster Musume. Thankfully, Claire's is a lot lighter than a 7-meter long snake. Honestly, a little bit weird. Is that an option? Fuck it, I'm going with it. Listen, the circumstances are different, but it's the best goddamn line from Gurren Lagann. Like, that is a series with a bunch of memorable quotes, but for my money, best line in the series is Rossiu and Kinon's conversation. Yeah. Am I heavy? Oh, yes, you're very heavy. Then I'll get down. No, don't. You're fine where you are. Besides, I want to feel it. The weight of a single human life. That is genius writing. It is an absolutely brilliant line, and it does not get the respect it deserves. You know, it occurs to me that if this were a game with lower standards, this, like, talking to everyone section would very well give you the option to, like, you choose, like, your favorite character you have an implied sex scene with. This game's a little too good for that. Though I imagine even in a game like that, they probably would not do that with Azumi. See, that would make more sense if he had the cover mechanic like the previous protagonists did. In the older Sakura Wars games, you could choose cover, and it would, for the next turn, the character you covered would not take damage from attacks. You'd raise your trust level with them. I legitimately didn't know what it did and never used it during my playthrough of the first game, and thinking back on it, there are absolutely times where I could have. They are not. No, shut up. God. Oh God, why is she glowing? Oh God, her heart is melting down. If it blows up, it's going to take out the entire solar system. She's going to have to fight. She's going to end up fighting Tessatroya. Sakura just turns into a giant monster and fights Tetsugenon head on. It's like, I wasn't expecting this ending. I gotta be honest. I wouldn't be angry if that was the ending, I admit. It would be weird, but I wouldn't be upset. Ooh, you know what? That one's good. Mikazuki Mochizuki. Oh, come on. That I think that was more clever, honestly. I won't let her know that I just told Sakura that I was scared. See, she's playing it off like she can read me so well and she knows that I'm scared, but actually she was just eavesdropping on my conversation with Sakura. And you know what? Looking at you makes me feel better. Maybe you're the one who's lying. No, you. You know what? Looking at you puts my heart at ease. That's not a weird thing to say, is it? Regardless if it is, it's true. But actually, legitimately, I do feel just a surge of happiness looking at Azumi. Oh, this scene. I'm so glad that this exists. Look at her. She's patting me on the head. She's so short, and yet she's patting me on the head. I adore it. I love this sort of thing. I was extremely happy when I found out one of the victory quotes Noe can have in Fire Emblem Heroes is a bend down so I can pat you on the head. I'm like, yes, yes, please, Noe. You're just an all-around strong person. I think that most people would define that as best. Imagine if I didn't say anything about Azumi actually being my favorite. I'm just continuously praising her throughout the game. And then in the last part, I'm like, yeah, but my favorite's actually Hatsuho. Like, I just swerve all of you. I'd feel better if you married me, though. He just goes around. It's like, we're gonna die. We might die. If I don't want to die without regret, if I want to die without regret, I'm gonna need to marry one of you before we go off. I'll talk to you again, Azumi. Yeah, that's probably it. He just stares at her for a second and then walks away like, you're really not the smartest, are you? Now there should be one, yep, down in the bath. We got one more event. Of course, we're about to go off into the final mission. We're hitting the point of no return. We gotta have one last bath scene. And I will confess, this scene here got me. Like, they pulled one over on me. They fooled me. They played me. They got me. I was schmeckeldorfed. It's not even a word. So, my first playthrough, like I said, I was like purposefully avoiding the bath with everyone. Because I'm like, no, I am not going to play into this. But then you get this one final one where Hatsuro outright invites you into the bath with everyone. And I was like, okay, nope, I've been good this entire game. I have earned my reward. So I went in, and the joke is you go, you strip down, you walk in, and all the girls are indeed in there cleaning. Despite the fact that Hatsuro was very clearly phrasing it like taking a bath, they are all cleaning it. They all look at, you go in there, they all look at you, you are completely naked. This time they see you from the front, and they're just like, oh dear God. And admittedly, it is a pretty funny scene because Kamiyama runs out like crying. It's like, I can't ever get married. It's pretty funny, and in fact, I can show you the picture. It should be in here. And final moments. Somebody can trust me. Okay, maybe it's not in this. It might be other. What is this one I missed? Here we go. There's the picture. I don't remember if you lose points with anyone for it. But you do get it. This time, I outsmarted them. And as you can see, despite the full view they are getting, none of them they don't look particularly happy. The only one I can possibly see as being flustered because they're enjoying it too much is Sakura. Everyone else seems pretty against it. Azumi especially does not look happy about it. Which is a shame. See, that tells me that Kamiyama might not be packing too much. If everybody is just like, ugh. More importantly, at the end of the day, it just means that Azumi is not happy seeing my penis, and really that's just sad. As a man, that's a very sad thing to see. Don't worry, we established all of this during this session. We know what's up. Yeah, alright. See, this is the sort of thing I'm completely in support of. Just ram our ship right into the enemy fortress. That's what they did with Daiguren to break into Teplin. Once again, I must stress, as soon as you remind me of Gurren Lagann, I am in support. Unless, of course, the reminding me is having a shitty 4th episode, in which case I do not support you. By the way, the animation director who directed the 4th episode, he also did an episode of Panty and Stalking later. And continuing on, that episode is hideous. At the very least, the Panty and Stalking episode was meant to be hideous. So now, here is the decision. Everyone that you have reached a certain level of trust with, you will have the option to select them as your deputy captain, which is, in this game, is paramount to selecting them as your soulmate. So pick whoever you want. But know that picking them here and now is what locks you into their ending. Komachi, you can be it. So now, I do at the very least appreciate that the game gives you the option for the ending. It's not like, okay, it's not whoever you happen to have the highest value with. It's so long as you were good to them, you have the choice. Now, of course, first playthrough, I picked Azumi. Naturally. But on this playthrough, I'm obviously not going to because I have to get someone else's ending. Now, most importantly, I'm making a save here. Because I need to be able to reload this file and pick other characters' endings. So this is where you want to save if you don't want to do multiple playthroughs and you just want to get everyone's ending. This is where you do it. Now, who am I going to pick for this one? Well, I theoretically could finish the next mission in 20 minutes. Maybe not, though. I'm not sure. Either way, we kind of need the time to do things have things next week because there's not that much of the game left after this chapter's over. So, we're going to stop here for the night, and next week you'll see who I choose, and we will be taking them right through to the end. We'll be finished with the game right before the end of May. How's that for timing? See you all next week, everyone, for the finale of Sakura Wars 2019.